Hello students. So let us continue lesson 4 from the diary of Annie Frank in your first flight. So before moving ahead, so let me revise what I have explained in my last video. So in this story, in this diary of Anne Frank, in which Anne Frank tells us about her condition when they were in hiding. So describing the condition, describing all the situation and describing what compelled her to write a diary, the author Anne Frank feels that it is strange and unusual for her to write in a diary about her feelings and experiences because it was the first time she was doing it. It was the first time she was writing a diary. She feels this because she thinks that in the future no one would be interested in reading about a young school going girl's past. So that's why she did not want to write a diary, because she feels that in future no one would be interested in reading about a young school going girl's past. She thinks that later even she will not be interested in reading it. But then she puts these thoughts away and decides that she should write if she feels like writing. She feels the need to write because there were a lot of thoughts she had been holding on to lately, and she needed to get them off from her mind. So it is known that writing one's thoughts act as therapy. She makes a decision of writing a diary. So further, the author Anne Frank feels that paper has much more capacity to observe thoughts than people. People have low patience. People have low patience levels, but a piece of paper, being a non-living thing, would not refuse from absorbing her thoughts. This realization came to her one day when she was feeling more sad and confused than usual. She could not even decide whether to go out or stay at home at that time. When she finally decided to stay at home, she sat being depressed and in deep thought. Again, she thought that paper had more patience, and she decided to write everything that came in her mind because she did not intend on making someone read it unless she found a real friend. So by real friend, she meant a friend with whom she could share all her secrets. The author then comes back to the point where she thought of beginning to write. It is because she is lonely and has no friend to talk to. Okay, so now let us move on. From here, let me put it more clearly. Okay, students, so today we are going to start from here, from this line, okay, from this paragraph. Let me put it more clearly. Okay, I hope you are ready. Let me put it more clearly, since no one will believe that a 13-year-old girl is completely alone in the world. So let me make it more clear. Let me make it more clear to you. So here Anne Frank tells the reader to let me make it more clear. Either reader might think that the 13-year-old girl was completely alone in the world. It was not like that. So that's why she says that let me put it more clearly. So let me make it more clear, since no one will believe that a 13-year-old girl is completely alone in the world, as no one will believe that a 13-year-old girl is completely alone in the world. So that's why she wants to make it more clear in what sense she was saying that she was alone. And I am not. She says that yes, it's absolutely true. Of course it is. I was not alone. Okay, I have loving parents and a 16-year-old sister, and there are about 30 people I can call friends. So further she tells us that I was not alone, since no one will believe that a 13-year-old girl is completely alone in the world. So I am not alone. She said that she was not alone, and Frank was not alone. She had loving parents and a 16-year-old girl. She was having a loving parents and a 16-year-old girl, and there are about 30 people whom she could call friends. And there were 30 people whom she could call friends. Then why earlier she said that she did not have any friend? Okay, so let us read out and find out. I have a family, loving aunts, and a good home. So further she added that she had a family, she had loving aunts, she had a good home. No, on the surface I seem to have everything. On the surface she had everything except my one true friend. But she was not having any true friend. She was lacking true friend. Yes, she had loving parents, she had loving aunts, she had 30 people whom she could call friends, but she had no true friend. That compelled her to write a diary. All I think about when I am with friends is having a good time. So all she was thinking about when she was with friends, she had a good time. I can't bring myself to talk about anything but ordinary, everyday things. So she could not found herself in a state that with any person she could talk about her ordinary happening of the day. We don't seem to be able to get any closer, and that's the problem. So she on the other hand, there were 30 people whom she could call friends, but there was no one who was closer to him with whom she could share the secrets. So, this was the problem. Maybe it's my fault and that don't confide in each other. So, further, she says that if I did not have any friend, maybe it's my fault that we don't confide in each other. So, it's my fault that we don't, believe, we don't trust in each other. So, confide means to tell personal things privately to a person that one trusts, to whom you can secrets, you can share your secrets. So confide means sharing the secrets. So there was no one whom she could confide. In any case, that's just how things are, and unfortunately, they are not liable to change. And in any case, that's just how things are, and unfortunately, they are not liable to change. And in any case, so thus there were 40 peoples, and they could not change their attitudes. It was their traits, and no one could be believed true friends. So this is why I have started the diary. So that's why she decided to write a diary. Okay, to enhance the image of this long awaited friend in my imagination, I don't want to jot down the fact which this diary the way most people would do. But I want the diary to be my friend, and I am going to call this diary Kitty. Yes, to enhance, to intensify, to increase, to improve the quality, to improve the value, to extend the value. So to intensify the image of this long awaited friend, so the friend for whom I had been waiting for long in my imagination, I don't want to jot down the facts in this diary the way most people would do. So she did not want to jot down means write down. She did not want to write down the facts in the diary as the most of the people used to do. But I want the diary to be my friend. She wanted the diary to be his friend. She did not consider the diary as the most of the people considered the diary, the way most of the people used to write the diary. So she did not want to write the diary in that way. She considered the diary her friend, and I am going to call this friend Kitty, and she named her diary Kitty. Okay, since no one would understand a word of my stories to Kitty if I were to plunge right in, I had better provide a brief sketch of my life, but life, much as I dislike doing so. Since no one would understand a word of my stories to Kitty if I were to plunge right in, if I go into in a straight way, if I just start quickly, so no one is going to understand what I am writing, or what is my story, what I want to say. So I had better provide a brief sketch of my life. So I decided to write a brief sketch of my life in my diary. Okay, much as I dislike doing so, even though she disliked doing so, even though she decided to give a brief sketch of her life in her diary, which she named Kitty. She wanted to give a brief account of her life in the diary. She did not want to come to the story directly. She wanted to give a brief sketch of her life. So even though she disliked doing so, she decided to write a diary with a sketch of her life. My father, the most adorable father I have ever seen, didn't marry my mother until he was 36 and she was 25. So here Anne Frank calls her father the most adorable. According to her, her father was the most adorable, the most lovable father he had ever seen. Didn't marry. Further, she informs that her father didn't marry her mother until she was 25 and her father was 36. My sister Margot was born in Frankfurt in Germany in 1926. So, thus she started giving a brief account of her family in the diary. So, in which she mentions about her father, who was the most adorable person, most adorable father for her. Further, she tells us that her father did not marry with her mother until he was 36 and her mother was 25. My sister Margot, her sister Margot was born in Frankfurt in Germany in 1926. I was born in 12 June 1929 and she was born, Anne Frank was born in 12 June 1929. I lived in Frankfurt until I was 4. So until Anne Frank was 4, she lived in Frankfurt. My father immigrated to Holland in 1933. Then her father, Anne's father, and Frank's father immigrated. So he settled in another countries. He settled in Holland. He settled to Holland in 1933. So in 1933 they came to Holland from Frankfurt and settled there. My mother, Edith Hollander Frank, went with him to Holland in September, and when her father went to Holland in 1993, then her mother joined her father in September. So her mother went with her father to Holland in September, while Margot and I were sent to Aachen to stay with our grandmother. So when her parents shifted to Holland, then Margot and Anne Frank, they were sent to Aachen to stay with their grandmother. Margot went to Holland in December. Then Margot, Anne Frank's elder sister, she went to Holland in December and I followed in February. And Anne Frank, she went to Holland in February. So when I was plunked down on the table as a birthday present for Margot. So it was Margot's birthday and Anne Frank was put down on the table as a birthday present for Margot. So in this paragraph, Anne Frank gives a short account of her family. She tells that she had adorable father, she had a sister, she had an elder sister whose name was Margot. So earlier they were in Frankfurt, and then they immigrated to Holland in 1933. So after 4 years after Anne Frank was born, her mother Edith Hollander Frank so went her father to Holland in September, while Margot and Anne Frank were sent to Aachen to stay with their grandmother. Margot went to Holland in December, and she followed in February. So when Margot, it was Margot's fourth birthday, and yes, it was Margot's birthday when Anne Frank was put down on table as a gift for Margot. Okay, as a birthday gift, as a birthday present for Margot. I started right away at the Montessori nursery school. So she started going in the beginning. She started going at the Montessori nursery school. I stayed there until I was 6. So she stayed there in Holland until she was 6, at which time I started in the first form. Then when she was 6, she was studying in class 1. In the 6th, from my teacher was Mrs. Couperus. So in the 6th class, his teacher, whose name was Mrs. Couperus, the headmistress. She was also the headmistress. At the end of the year, we were both in tears. At the end of during farewell, so both were in tears, as we said it heartbreaking farewell. It was a heartbreaking farewell when she was departing with her teacher after completing 6th. So it was a heartbreaking farewell for them. In the summer of 1941, Grandma fell ill and had to have an operation, so my birthday passed with a little celebration. So it was the summer of 1941 when her grandma fell ill, and she had to go through an operation. So there was no much celebration on Anne Frank's birthday. So it was a normal celebration. It passed with a little celebration. Grandma died in January 1942. Then her grandmother died in January 1942. No one knows how often I think of her and still love her. So Anne Frank tells the reader she used to love her grandmother so much. This birthday celebration in 1942 was indeed to make up for the other. The grandma's candle was lit along with the rest. So this birthday celebration of 1942 was planned to make up for the other. Okay, for the it was also in the memory of grandma. A candle was lit with the rest of the candles. Okay, so grandma passed away in 1942. So in January 1942, and Anne Frank's birthday came in June 1942. So an extra candle was lit in the memory of her grandmother. The four of us are still doing well. So still everything was going on well. The four of well in the family, still they were doing well. And that brings me to the present date of 20 June 1942. So now happily the family were, they were living happily and in a prosperous way. So thus this date came 20 June 1942, and the solemn dedication of my diary, and it was a deep sincerity commitment of her diary. Okay, so on the day 20 June 1942, she was seriously engaged with her diary. Saturday 20 June 1942. So she writes, "Dear Kitty, our entire class is quacking in its boots." So she writes in her diary that her entire class is shaking with fear and nervousness. Her entire class is shaking with fear and nervousness. The reason, of course, is the forthcoming meeting in which the teachers decide who will move up to the next form and who will be kept back. Yes, the reason behind it, of course, their result was going to announce. So the whole class was nervous. They were shaking with fear and nervousness because the next day their on not the next day, on that day their result was going to be announced, and they would come to know who has passed and who was going to stay back in the same class for one more year. So that's why she says that our entire class is quacking in its boots. The reason, of course, is the forthcoming meeting in which the teachers decide who will move up to the next and who will be kept back. Half the class is making bets. So half of the class, they were making bets. GN and I laugh ourselves silly at the two boys behind us, CN and Jacques. So she says that GN, her friend, and she was laughing because the two boys who were sitting behind them, CN and Jacques, they were making bet, who have staked their entire holiday saving on their bets. So they were spent all their they were wasted their entire holiday on making their bets. So both the boys CN and Jacques, they wasted their entire money and entire holiday on making the bets that who is going to be promoted. From morning to night, it's you are going to pass. No, I am not. Yes, you are. No, I am not. Even G's pleading glances and my angry outburst can't calm them down. So the entire holiday they were spending their money on the bets. They were making the bets and they kept on saying, you are going to pass. Then one of them says, no, not me. You are going to pass, not me. So even G is pleading. So G pleaded. Anne Frank's friend pleaded, make a emotional appeal. She made an emotional appeal, but it does not make any difference. If you ask me, there are so many dummies that about a quarter of the class should be kept back. So if you ask me, so here as far as her opinion and Frank's opinion is concerned, there are so many dummies, there are so many students of low intelligence, weak intelligence student, that about a quarter of the class should be kept back. So according to her, as far as her opinion is concerned, one-fourth of the class was going to kept back. But teachers are the most unpredictable creatures on the earth. According to that, the teachers are the most unpredictable persons on this earth. So he said, yes, we were in surprise that who would be promoted and who would be staying back for one more year in the same class. But we can't predict about teachers, because teachers are the most unpredictable creatures on the earth. So in this class, for this video, till this paragraph. In my next video, I will explain the rest part of the chapter. Okay, thank you for watching the video.